In this video, I'll walk you through a search and rescue crew training session conducted while at sea during an actual deployment. We begin by pulling the chocks and chains before takeoff. Flight deck personnel wear different colors to denote their various responsibilities. The blue float coat on this sailor identifies him as chalk and chain personnel. The helicopter then lifts off the deck, even with the horizon reference system, or HARS bar, mounted above the helo hangar directly in front of the pilots. Gauges are then checked for any abnormality or unusual indication. Then the helicopter is gently guided up and aft for another momentary check of gauges, followed by a 90-degree pedal turn into the wind, where gauges and instruments are checked one last time before applying takeoff power and heading out to play for a bit. Once away, the helicopter will make best speed to the location of the survivor. While en route, the pilot will instruct the air crewman to rig the cabin for rescue. Here, the hoist operator is removing the instructor seat to make room for survivors. As the aircraft approaches the starting point of the surge, known as datum, all eyes are focused out and down as the helicopter commences the search pattern. The first set of eyes to locate the survivor takes verbal control of the aircraft and directs the flying pilot over the survivor using standard calls like "survivor in sight, 2 o'clock," etc. These calls continue until the flying pilot announces they have the survivor in sight. At this point, the flying pilot commences a manual approach to place the survivor at approximately the helicopter's 1 o'clock position, just outside the rotor arc. As the helicopter continues its approach, when passing 30 feet, the pilot will announce "stand by to deploy the swimmer." The swimmer makes final preparations and readies himself at the door. The helicopter is being flown to either a 15-foot, 0-knot ground speed hover or a 10-foot, 10-knot creep, depending on the swimmer's preference. The idea is to keep the survivor outside of the rotor downwash, which can be very disorienting. The pilot will order the swimmer deployment with the command "jump, jump, jump." This is relayed to him through 3 taps on the chest from the hoist operator. Here it is from a different vantage point. As the swimmer raises his hand to give the signal that he's okay, we get a really good look at what a 10-foot, 10-knot deployment looks like from the swimmer's angle. We also get to see the effects of rotor downwash on otherwise calm seas on a swimmer. When the swimmer signals he's okay, the helicopter will come up to an 80-foot hover and move slightly aft to keep the swimmer survivor at approximately the 1 o'clock position. This is done to keep the swimmer survivor in sight while minimizing the effects of rotor downwash on them. When the swimmer is ready to bring the survivor back aboard, he'll give the hoist operator a thumbs up. Here's what it looks like from above. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Now that that's complete, it's time for everybody else to have a little fun. Here's what it looks like jumping from a 15-foot hover. Here it is seen from the deck of the ship, just before water entry. Here you can see him look up, signal that he's okay. The haziness in this picture is all caused from salt spray from the rotor downwash. I think the helicopter was a little bit higher than the 15 feet we were planning on. He got a couple extra kicks. These next two are really a lot more normal. Very nice. And lastly, here it is with the GoPro turned around. There's the tap. There's the jump. Looking good. This video is, of course, very unofficial. Shots like this I took from the deck of Bunker Hill. This was a Navy mass communicationman, and this photo actually wound up in their social media. Everything in the aircraft was taken from one of the rescue swimmers himself, who actually took this shot right here. Thanks to everybody that contributed. With that will pretty much conclude the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, Please remember to like and subscribe. Please feel free to let me know how you feel about this video in the comments as well. Looking forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye now.